Hello friends, it's Simone and Max, your favorite neighborhood nerd and her dog. We are outside on Sunday morning and this is the start of another week in the life vlog with my camera, my new camera that I brought but didn't put an SD card inside. So this is still my iPhone. We will see how this is going to work out. I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna make those week in the life vlogs watchable, and I hope to see you on my desk. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? I was going to try using this camera today on my Sunday morning walk. Can you see the red line through the SD card? Yeah, I took it out last night. I'm really trying to walk on uneven surfaces so that I practice walking, balancing with my knee so that I don't have another problematic injury again. There's really bad weather coming over there. I assume it's snowing in the mountains, but we down here will get rain, most likely. It's supposed to rain now. It's not yet. So we need to do our hike before we get wet or soaked. Oh well, okay, so look at how the mountains look up here. This mountain, it's just one. You can't even see half of it. So it is actually really bad weather. I just don't notice yet. There's the snow. Just a comparison to how it was 5 minutes ago. I guess I'm in it now. I don't know what the weather is doing to me, but every time I go outside with Max, we get into a snowstorm, and it's March 31st. Really? Well, today is Sunday, and I'm starting my week in the life of a neighborhood nerd today. I finished my cards for Ko-fi Gold members 10 minutes ago, finally, and now the tedious process of sending it out, the package, the Q1 rewards, is starting. But before I do that, I just thought I'm going to do something that I love, that I completely forget to do all the time, and sit and work on my crochet blanket. We're going to have dinner in just a moment, so I thought this would be the perfect time. I'm sorry that I don't look up, because I have to look at what I'm doing if I don't want to make mistakes. This would be a perfect moment to address what I decided today. I am canceling and discontinuing my Ko-fi memberships. I just don't want to spend time on the bookkeeping aspect of the memberships. It's not enough money. It's too much money for it to be a hobby, and it's too little money for it to be a business. And I am not I'm just not wanting to grow. And especially because if you've been watching me for a while, this year I actually started to reduce the amount of videos that I make, the amount of social media that I'm doing. I just want to do things that bring me joy and not working for my hobby. And so that was the easiest decision for me to make, was to decide, well, then, okay, then I'm just letting go of Ko-fi. I'm also letting go of Ko-fi because I think this is something that has just surfaced recently. Why do I think that I have to make money from it, that it needs to make something in order for me to spend time doing things that I enjoy? I can just make art for the sake of making art. I don't have to have a profit from it. There doesn't have to be, basically, my self-worth is not bound to having an art business attached to making art, you know? And so that, when I thought about, why am I actually even doing this? Like, what is the motivation behind it? I couldn't rule out that little nagging thought in the back of my brain. Is this the validation that I needed in order to allow myself to make stuff? I mean, yes, of course, there is some people who make this their business and they need to make money. I'm working 30 hours a week. I'm supposed to be the person keeping my house clean. My husband is working full time. This is not something that I need to do in order to make money. And so it just became very clear to me that it needs to go. So I'm going to send my first and last, it's so weird, first and last Ko-fi rewards. I've didn't have them for quite a while. Doesn't really matter. And just when I thought, yeah, that's a great idea, I'm shooting myself in the leg with, well, you don't really have to make money from the things that you love. And it's become really clear too that, yes, I do like most of the people, or I know most of the people that are Ko-fi members, and it feels kind of odd to charge them money to send happy mail to them. But it also takes away time and energy and love and care to those friends that are not supporters of my Ko-fi. It's a really weird thing. So it was the right decision. That's what I'm trying to say. And you didn't need to know this, but I actually really like the way this yarn looks. It's super cute. It's very bubblegummy, as you can see. Well, this is Face Track. That's not the best. It's very bubblegummy pink, and I really like that. I can't imagine, that's what I always wonder with these type of variegated yarns. Ooh, now the camera is confused. With these types of variegated yarns. Hello! I can't imagine using this as a, knitting a garment from it with so many colors in it and it looking good. But in this blanket, it's going to be amazing. I finished all the challenge cards, and I actually can't wait to make my own. So that's something that maybe next Sunday I can make those for myself. That would be really cool because then I could show those on the video, and then I could actually, put the sticky notes on the backs of the projects that I have been postponing for the challenge game. I am the most complicated human being on this planet. But I'm really looking forward to it. I want to put a knitting project on one of the cards. One of the cards is going to be journal catch up. I don't really know what else I want to do. I probably have some things written down, but what I want to do is with those knitting projects and the stuff, I'm noticing that I'm always drawn to this crochet blanket because it's so easy to get back into it. It's one stitch that I have to remember. So I'm not allowing myself the time to refamiliarize myself with the projects. But if I am, if it's on the challenge list, then I have to, right? Yeah, see? That's the exact same thing with the validation and the self-worth. I'm not letting myself enjoy, well, I'm too impatient, basically. But if it's on the paper, then it needs to be done. So I think I'm so hungry. We are having white chili chicken burrito bowls. I believe it's what they're called. They're from Half Baked Harvest. It's a recipe that you can Google. Maybe I remember to put it in the description box down below. And it's one of my favorites. I don't use white chicken. I just use chicken legs because I feel like they're more flavorful and not as dry. It's so good. But it wasn't done 30 minutes ago. So I hope the 30 minutes that I was telling my son that we would need to give this to cook through is enough. All right, I need a stitch marker or something so that it doesn't unravel all of this. And then I'm gonna call it quits. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, it's all it takes. This is how much I was able to do in 10 minutes. It is, what is today? Wednesday evening. I have mess everywhere. There's a pile of stuff. There's a pile. There's stuff here. It doesn't look that bad, but I assure you it is bad. There's a bunch of crap over here. This is all full. Look, it's new. We changed some stuff around in our dining room and living room area, and this piece is now good to go. And I can't wait to use this as an art desk. I just need some better lighting over there. But I put my stamps down here, and then I want to put, there's a drawer right here. I want to put all the watercolor stuff in there, and then pads, and what else? Stuff like art journal stuff. I want to put there as well. But instead of cleaning up, which I really want to tackle before the weekend, which leaves 2 days, that is doable, I think. Doable in the sense of I work and then I either do stuff like get groceries, or no, yeah, that's what I do. And then I come home and then I take my dog for a hike. And then it's dinner time, and then after dinner, that's the time that I can be here. But I want to journal a little bit, and maybe you want to be with me. It's also not going to be a microphone because I am way too lazy to put that up now. So I wanna do stuff. I don't want to forget the things that I want to write down. So I don't know what is wrong with me, but I forget everything. Like what Sunday, I stuck this down here probably because it rained. Oh no, maybe that was then. I need to check my phone for camera roll, but maybe this was the day when we were basically snowed in. I woke up to snow yesterday. Oh, I know what I wanted to write here. So there's snow. I can also put that right here because it snowed on Monday as well. I think I mentioned it in my crochet. That is something that I really want to do too. So the funny thing is, so I sent out all of my Ko-fi boxes, which are the last ones, surprisingly. Yesterday, I finished them all. I went to bed super late, so today I really need to make sure that I stop when my timer goes off. So I have a little bit over an hour left. But I think maybe I'm just going to journal the thing for today. And then I'm going to call it quits because I'm so tired. And I have to be at the orthodontist with my son tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I'm so I don't know. So do I put a sticker here? Do I put something? I actually have an idea. There we go. And I'm so glad. Wow. Now this is going to fall apart. And it's the wrong one, I believe. Need to organize all of them. This one I want to use more. That would be so cool. This would be the perfect stamp for this journal. But I'm looking for one specific stamp, which obviously isn't here. And now they don't fit next to each other. I think it's one of the ones in the back. Yep. Okay. Here is the stamp pad that I'm using in here. And maybe I can just stick this somewhere here. I wrote notes. You don't even know how many notes I trashed. That's another way of getting rid of all your note paper, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wrote again because I didn't like how they turned out. Yeah. That's me, maybe. Maybe you are different. I've been walking so much with Max lately. Yeah, so where is the rest that I need? Here. Here. Where is the acrylic block though? Here. Can't clean it though because it's not wet. I have a water glass somewhere here. Yeah, it's super dirty. This is definitely not my ink pad of choice. My ink pad of choice is will always be this one. This is VersaFine Onyx Black. I purchased this maybe in 2017 and it still works really well. So I'm just gonna go to the middle right here. Ugh, and I smushed it, but it's not noticeable. That's good. And then I saw numbers 2, so I could use those as well. And the reason why I'm not using the VersaFine in here is because I find that it bleeds through Tomoe River paper. It does not bleed through Midori MD paper, which I like that about the VersaFine, and I am very tempted to use a Midori 1 day, 1 page notebook next year. So if we say this is the middle, then the 0 goes here and the 9 goes around here. Yep, correct. So I still need to clean all these 3 things. I just am not going to walk away right now. And obviously, on YouTube, youpie doopie. So I am looking for what you can't see is me scanning my desk for the things that I'm looking for. Now I'm looking for, oh, also, you know what? Someone asked on my channel what water brush this is, and then when I looked it up and I saw how much it was, basically not a lot, I thought, you know what? Why don't I replace this really ugly one with a different one? And why don't I think these are the exact same ones. Look how this looks. I think that I bought this 5 years ago or so. It's exactly the same one. And why don't I replace this one with that one? And then I'm not going to throw this away. I'm going to just use this with ink for all of my inky experiments. And then this one will be for my watercolors. But I don't have any water in here. So I guess I'm using this one for now. So the YouTube red is quite red, right? This is almost... I think this is okay. So we need a... big white triangle, and then we need to fill the screen with the red. So thankful to everyone who subscribes. Thank you. So that's that. Kind of, yeah, I should have probably cleaned up, but I don't have a brain for that right now. I'm just gonna write about this right here. Also, just in case you were wanting to get these from Nico Neko, these are both exclusive tapes. This is the length of one roll-up. And I am actually really disappointed. I think I really like PET tapes. I'm also willing to spend a huge amount of money for those, if you think about it, how expensive they are. But I felt kind of, exploited is a little harsh, but yeah, these are 2 different themes, but these stickers are so tiny. You could have just put these together like so and just made one tape. But no, they made 2 tapes that are, this is the length of one repeat. That's not even a, that's, yeah, that's an A5 height. Some of those tapes, I don't know how this, what this looks like and how much is on there. I don't even know that I have this. This is how bad my hoarding is. But let's see. So this is a 3. Let's see how long this goes. To here. So if we say one A5 size is a repeat of the other one. So we have 1, 2, 3. Almost 4 times the amount of stuff on one roll. That is something that I can totally get behind. But you know, that's a little ridiculous. I felt really, maybe if I had, I don't know why I was so convinced that that was going to be such a great tape. I didn't look at it correctly. Usually they show the roll up, so maybe it's my own fault. I should have just looked and seen, oh, that's not a lot of different images, so let's stay away from it. So yeah, that was kind of disappointing, and they're here because I included 1.5 repeats in each one of my Ko-fi sub boxes, membership boxes that I sent out. Because I don't really need like 50 of those. That's one of those things. I like the PET tape rolls, but I need to really consider or think about just buying samples. Because do I really want to use 15 times the same thing over and over again? Isn't that what makes journaling so fun, that it's all different, that it's all super cool? So yeah, I'm not on a no buy, but I feel very saturated right now, and so I don't think I need to think that all of that through and need to, you know, see if I should always buy into the hype and the FOMO. So today, I often feel like when I'm doing this and then there's this awkward space left, that I should put something below that is red, like some kind of block down here, but I don't know what that could actually be. Oh, you know what? Haha, found it. So I'm just gonna put this so that it goes right here. Something like that. That's what I mean. But it bugs me that, can I remove it and put it down again, or should I just leave it? Okay, whatever. It stays. I really like this column format. If I were to journal every day, I think this would be such a doable way of keeping a journal. But as you can see, not so much happening here. But I think, especially when did I start? Here, on the 8th. It's not bad. I've been able to keep up better than, well, I'm just lying to myself at this point, right? Because there's so many gaps again. I'm just not, then I get sidetracked and then I do something that's how I feel is more important. Can you see how straight this cut is? Wow, doesn't matter. I wanted this to be there. Then I get sidetracked on a quest that I think is more important. And then I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow there's another side quest. And then another week goes by and I haven't journaled. So the idea of the 1 day, 1 page journal from Midori is extremely appealing. However, it's a chunker that is this thick, and there is a monthly calendar in the front that is dated, when clearly it is noticeable and visible that I won't be able to fill this whole book in a year. It would be a multi-year journal, or I would have to take it apart and then, I don't know, yes. Oh my God, I'm so tired. See you later. I just want to show you the clouds today. When I'm in my next life, I will be the scientist that studies clouds, because they're just amazing. We still need to get up that hill, and it's steeper than you think. And then I have an observation to share with you. I am totally out of breath, but this is my, let's call it house mountain. And from the bottom, it looks completely different than it does from up here. Max, wait. Good job. Good boy. Yes. Oh my God. I'm the worst treat giver. It's like you're supposed to say the command and then have the treat ready. Yeah. I'm lagging in that department. So, but it looks completely different from down below. You don't see all those canyons over to the side or to that side. And I think that's what hiking in the mountains and backcountry backpacking makes it so dangerous, because in theory you see the map but you don't really know what it looks like until you get there. But it's just so beautiful. I wish I need to do this more. I want to go other places up this mountain, but that's exactly it. I don't know how to get back down, and I don't want to make, anticipate a 4-mile hike and then it turns out it's an 18-mile thing. So if I were to go a different route, I would need to take water and all that stuff. I just did not take water today because I exactly know how long this walk is going to be and that we're good on that. But yeah, and I wish I could let Max off the leash, but we're seeing a dog trainer today to help me accomplish that mission, possibly, hopefully. Let's see how that goes. And this, when it's not hot but still nice, not as stormy and windy. Now Max, this is the way. I know. Someone wants to go that way, but we need to go that way. Let's go, come on. I know. One other day, another day, one time. Well, English is not my best thing. One day we'll go that way, okay? I think this video, I don't know how long it is yet, but I think that's it for this video. I'm so glad you are here and to hang out with me for my weird, not much desk shenanigans. I wonder if I should separate those videos, but they're not snippets from my desk videos anymore. They're more like snippets, but I'm still gonna call it that just because. So thank you so much for hanging out, taking the time to watch my videos, leaving comments that are the best comments on the planet. I so appreciate every single one of them. I read them, but as I said a million times before, I'm just a one-man show, and I try to reply, but they're just stacking up and it's not doable. So I just want you to know that I read every comment, I appreciate every comment, and I am so glad you're part of my community. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Until then, bye.